Hey guys, hope you're doing phenomenal. I'm Deepak Chaudhury and welcome to my channel. This is a place where we study human behavior and its impact on personal success, hyper-performance, leadership, influence, employee engagement, innovation, and entrepreneurship. As always, today also we have an interesting topic, perfection, and the price each perfectionist must pay in his or her pursuit of the perfect. Let me start by sharing a story of perfection versus action. Okay, Professor Jerry Alsman at the University of Florida divided his photography class into two groups. Okay, students in one group were called the quality group and the other group of students were called the quantity group. They were given instruction that the quality group will be evaluated by the quality or the excellency of the photographs they submit. They might choose to submit one photograph, but it has to be near perfect. The quantity group, on the other hand, was instructed that they will be evaluated on the number of photographs they submit. If you are submitting 100 photographs, it's grade A. If you're giving 90 photographs, it's B, and 80 photographs means C, and so on and so forth. Now my question to you is, in your viewpoint, in your opinion, which group do you think produced better results, better photographs, and scored more? The result was that all the best photographs came from the quantity group, and the quality group was not able to produce much. And the reason behind that result is this. The quantity group started taking more and more photographs and in the process started experimenting with various aspects of photography, like lighting, like location, like composition, like shutter speed, like aperture, etc. and etc. And with each photograph they took, they started learning from their mistakes and they started practicing and perfecting the art of capturing a perfect image, right? The quality group, on the other hand, spent time in theorizing, in speculating, in guessing what should a perfect picture look like. They were not able to produce much. Let me ask you this, are you practicing or are you waiting for perfection? Do you have areas or aspects in your life where you are wasting time waiting for the perfect? And can you observe in those specific areas of your life you have not made substantial progress over time? Can you realize that the pursuit of perfection is an unrealistic one? And have you ever felt that perfection in its true sense can never be defined and hence can never be achieved? Let me share with you my understanding of motion, action, and perfection, okay? And I'll help you understand these concepts with the help of a few examples, okay? Let's say you are trying to reduce weight. And you started by going through a few articles on the internet and a few videos on YouTube and evaluating your options. You have the option of a diet plan, you have the option of Zumba dance, you have the option of yoga, you have the option of hitting the gym and going for weight training or aerobics, etc. And then you started reaching out to a few nutritionists and a few yoga instructors, dance instructors, and a few gym trainers, etc. While you are doing all that, it might feel like you are progressing, but those list of activities, they're not helping you to reduce a single pound of weight. That's why they're called motion. Okay? What will help you reduce the weight actually is hitting the gym and doing your reps, or doing the yoga, or doing the Zumba, or sticking to a diet plan. That will produce the result, and that's why that set of activities is called action. The perfectionist, on the other hand, will wait for the right gym, the right trainer, the right instructor, the right routine, the right time of the day, the right day of the week. They'll keep waiting. They'll not do much. They'll not accomplish much. Let me take a second example. For example, let's say you want to become a book writer and you started by researching topics of writing on the internet and you saw a few videos on YouTube, and then you joined some online communities of writers on Facebook and LinkedIn, and then you joined a few meetup groups and attended a few physical meetings in your area, understanding the routines and rituals of the writers. While you are doing all that, you are not producing anything. You are not becoming a writer. That's why this list of activities is called motion. What will help you become a writer, on the other hand, is writing, probably a blog post or an article on Facebook, LinkedIn, Quora, Medium, etc. And when you keep writing those articles, with time you will start learning from your mistakes. And that will slowly, over time, make you a writer. So that is, this list of activities is called action. The perfectionist, on the other hand, is going to wait for the perfect story to pop up magically in his or her head, the perfect article to pop up in the head, for the perfect, vocabulary to come, right? They will be wasting time and not producing much. That is the difference between motion and action and perfection. Now let me help you understand the two groups of people in the context of perfection explained by the author Tal Ben-Shahar in his book The Pursuit of the Perfect, okay, or The Pursuit of Perfect, okay. These groups are called the Optimalists and the Perfectionists. Perfectionists are a group of people who are away from reality. They don't understand how reality works. They don't understand and accept the restrictions, the constraints, the boundaries in which we have to operate, right? And they're always waiting for the perfect opportunity, for the perfect ingredients, for the perfect movements, for the perfect, for everything perfect environment, right? And they're not doing much, okay? Optimalists, on the other hand, are people who are realists. They understand the constraints, the boundaries, the limitations in which we have to operate, and they are, driven to give their best at every possible moment. And they understand that the limitations, the boundaries, the constraints will change over time, and with that they can optimize their creation and their contribution. Now let's understand the difference between the two groups. The optimalists, while they are actually performing and creating and contributing and moving ahead in life, the perfectionists are actually wasting time. They're stuck. They're the chronic procrastinators. They are waiting for the right ingredient, the perfect opportunity, the perfect environment to wait, and the perfect things to happen for them, which is never going to happen. And in the process, what is happening is they're missing out on hundreds, if not thousands, opportunities, tiny opportunities to be happy, to be joyful, to contribute, to create, to inspire, to impact, and to influence, and to live. That is not a producive way. That is not a conducive way to live. So my question to you is, do you know which group do you belong to? I strongly believe it's time for you and me to stop pursuing perfection and reflect and relook at our life as optimalists and start performing, creating, and contributing to the best of our abilities every single time. So guys, here is a second story that emphasizes again the fact that small, consistent action over time can produce huge impact, as opposed to perfect action which is never taken and perfect opportunity which never comes. Here is a story. In January of 1995, a 101-year-old Anne Schreiber died in her tiny, run-down, rent-controlled apartment in Manhattan. Now, Anne was someone who was living on Social Security and the tiny pension she started receiving in 1943 when she retired at age 51 as an auditor in IRS. At that time, her annual income was $3,150. Now, Anne is someone who didn't subscribe to newspapers. Instead, weekends, we went to the public library and read Wall Street Journal. When she died, Anne left her entire estate to Yeshiva University in New York, which she never attended and where nobody knew who Anne Schreiber was. The value of the estate she donated was $22 million. She was a legend overnight. Now you must be thinking how such a tiny lady with such a tiny income was able to produce $22 million. Here is portion of the answer. When she retired in 1943 at the age 51, she had a savings of $5,000 which she invested in stock market. By 1950s, she had enough profit to invest $10,000 to purchase 1,000 shares of Scaling Plow Corporation. Okay, I am confusing the name probably, but it's Scaling Plow Corporation. And she held on to the stock. Over time, that stock or the shares were split enough times to become 120,000 shares worth $7.5 million. So the secret behind Anne's success was the fact that she understood reality. She understood the restrictions, the limitations, the constraints, the boundaries in which reality works. She didn't waste any time waiting for the right opportunity, the right ingredients, and the right environment to show up. She started small. She was consistent. So guys, that's what I will tell. This is how you produce big impact with small action. This is exactly how you produce more with less. Now, what I'm expecting you to do is stop being in motion and stop pursuing perfection. Start taking action. That is how you produce results, and that is how you keep moving forward in life. So guys, that's what I had for you today in this video. I hope you learned a ton. I'm expecting you to take massive amounts of action and stop your pursuit of perfection and stop being in motion. Start taking action. Okay? I hope you loved it. I hope you enjoyed it. And now it's time for you to share this with your community, with your network and people around you so that everyone can benefit from this. And to learn more about human behavior and its impact on personal success, hyper performance, leadership, influence, employee engagement, innovation, and entrepreneurship, do subscribe to my channel now. Your subscription is what keeps me motivated and helps me contribute continuously to your success. Thank you for joining me in this video today. I will see you in the future videos. Till then, take care and be limitless.